Hot new hip hop, Michael Christmas. You get it?
I think I'm Michael Cera. I might be Jonah here. I might be Aqua there.
I'm Michael Christmas. Right now, I'm New York Michael Christmas. I'm in here shining like Times Square. Listen, I do hugs. Come to me for hugs. Come to me for advice. It's never good advice, but you won't get it from anybody else. And I genuinely care about everybody who's watching this right now. I was like 16 or 17, still had short hair, still had no friends. And I was in my mother's house, I was writing all day, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start rapping officially today. And so I was already writing all day, I had the house to myself, I had my computer, whatever. So I was like, all right, I gotta come up with a name so I can start my Twitter, my Tumblr, whatever. So I was walking around, I was like, how do I reach people like and make something funny so that when they hear my music, they're like, oh, this is not a joke. His name's just funny. And within like 10 minutes, Michael Christmas just came to me. Runner-up Bob Hanukkah. I got a lot of aliases right now, like King Koala, Bob Hanukkah, Michael Christmas, Suplex Steve, AKA Young Turnbuckle. And then the other day I came up with Utah Latrell. I really like Utah Latrell too. I'm gonna come up with some backstories for all of these characters. You're gonna see them in the future. I wanna have like a Last Supper, but with all of my guys. Utah Latrell is gonna have cornrows. That's the only time I'll ever do braids is for Utah Latrell. I spent the first few months of like last year after I dropped out of school kind of not doing anything, just kind of moping around the house being sad. And like a bunch of different events, like getting with these guys more often, and I started going to like parties a little bit more, and like my dad was getting out of jail pretty soon. So all of these things kind of led to me realizing that life's not as bad as I think it is. And so with that, I started just making music again. Like not purposely trying to be big off of it, just making music again. And then we kind of made daily, almost like I knew what I was doing, but I remember Goodwin sitting and making the beat and being like, this is weird. And I'm like, send it, I want it right now. And I remember coming up the stairs, like the first two, it took me like a week or two to write that song. I remember coming upstairs like I'm writing the greatest song of all time. I never kept it so real in my life. It's gonna be amazing. And then Tim heard it, he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, we gotta do this. And then we put out the video for that, and it just got such a big response. We were like, all right, now we have to go hard. We have to, like, you can't give up an opportunity like that. People are paying attention now. I do live in Boston. I'm trying to live there forever. Like even if I go away, I'm trying to come back because my mom's not having that, me not being home shit at all. She don't like it. But right now, I'd say honestly, the rap scene in Boston is like the circle that I'm with. OG Swagger Dick, Cousin Stiz, you know, we got Tim, we got Goodwin, and we're just like kind of slowly developing a scene because like everybody complains about the scene, but there's not much to complain about. Now we have something to brag about if we keep building, and like I think it's starting to make sense. I kind of relish in being the lighthearted, funny guy at the place of everything, because even before I was really rapping like that, I was going to every event and just being that, because I'd go to ciphers and everybody would just be spitting their best bars. So I'm like, all right, there's all these people with all these amazing bars. Like, I'm not about to bar out on everybody right now. Let me give them something different, something that they'll pay attention to. But then there's like, if I'm not around at least one of my friends, I'm very, very quiet because I'll just be uncomfortable around strangers. Because I'm like going to high school, I didn't know anybody I went to high school with when I got there because I went to 3 different schools. So nobody ever really got me. They never got my brand of humor or the music I listened to. So they were just kind of like, what? Like Lil B, my last year of high school, I like dropped out my junior year, but that year of high school, I made it a point to try to convert as many kids at the school as possible to Lil B fans. I got like 5 of them, which is a lot when I didn't have any friends at the school at all. But I'd be sitting, we had like a computer class, and I'd be sitting there listening to Lil B, and they're like, what you listening to? I'm like, the Bass God. And they're like, what, that nigga gay? I'm like, stop, don't do that. And I converted like a lot of like real hardcore hip hop fans to Lil B fans. They came to school, they see me, they start cooking. I'm like, let's go. Like, Lil B brought me and a lot of my friends together. We found out his first show in Boston, me and like my whole squad were at that show. But we didn't like know each other like that at the time. I would never say my music is weird per se. I'd rather say it's just what I have to offer. I'm just offering real life stories or hilarious bars if it's not a real life story. if it's perceived as weird, it's because you're not used to it. It's because you're not used to a rapper saying what really happens. You know, sometimes I do piss on the inside of the toilet a little bit to not make noise because I don't want everybody knowing what my streams sound like. Right. And you won't talk about that on the track. I'll talk about that on the track. I'm not scared. I'm the new Bernie Mac. And I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
We're around this music. We're around the streets. You know, you got to be out here to, you know, to adapt to certain music, you know, from the West Coast to the South to up top. You feel me? You got to be.
I really want to become Mr. Entertainment. I want to do everything. I want to be the Bo Jackson of the game, and that's what I'm setting myself up to be.
Yeah, you doing that right now as we speak. So let's talk about.
I had a record deal, signed to Usher through J Records, and you know, he just quit one day. He woke up and said, I don't want to do the label shit no more, you know, and we was kind of stuck.